I'm Kyle Wedberg, NOCCA's president and CEO. And on behalf of the students, the board, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, the support organization, and the community that is NOCCA, I'm pleased to welcome you to the 47th annual certificate ceremony. Today's is a different version of the celebration ceremony, but in no way is it a diminished version of our opportunity to celebrate these incredible young artists, these thinkers, these people. The students assembled before you have accepted the challenge of professional arts training that NOCCA provides. We gather today to acknowledge the significance of this moment in their lives, the completion of their NOCCA experience as students, and our continued belief in them and hopes for them as people and as professionals in the future. Thank you to those of you joining us here in the Lupin Theater tonight, and thank you to those, wherever you are in the world, that may be watching us through the simulcast. I want to acknowledge that this is the first event on this stage and in this theater in 14 months and 1 day. We did the technical run-through of the Musical Theater Spring Show before all of us went home for a time on March 13th, 2020. It's appropriate that the class of 2021 is the reason we are back in this stage and back in this space. Thank you for giving us a powerful send-off from this space, and thank you for giving us a reason to return to this theater. Now let me identify a few special guests that are with us tonight. NOCCA's Board of Director President, Mr. Buddy Bowe, who is here representing the NOCCA Board of Directors. The NOCCA Foundation, their team, and their board, thank you for your service in support of this school. And the members of the NOCCA faculty, the NOCCA administration, and the staff, some of whom are here, and some of whom who are watching via live stream. Thank you for everything you did to lead and support the education of students in the toughest educational year I have ever experienced. Would you mind if we gave your faculty and the staff of the school a big round of applause? To all of the other members of the community who have supported us over this year, especially members of the state legislature, we want to say thank you, and I personally thank you. Now, as is usually the case at this time of year, a number of our students have received particular recognition and awards. We'd like to recognize the group of funders to NOCCA and the NOCCA Foundation who have underwritten the scholarships that were given to the students recognized with specific awards from the class of 2021. Please take time to review in your programs and recognize those seniors that are listed inside. But for now, let's just give a round of applause to all of our seniors who were recognized with special awards this year and on this night. Now, typically, we would be doing the speech right now, but there was a small issue out in the world, and so we are going to move ourselves into the presentation of certificates and pins and come back to our celebration speaker. So now, for the presentation of certificates and pins, I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Kit Nelson, Mr. Blake Cohealy, and Mr. Buddy Bowe, who will assist with this presentation.
Thank you, and thank you, graduates. Before we begin, I want you to make sure you understand we're just going to do a simple follow the leader as we go through, and we get the certificates and your presentation of your NOCCA pin. And first and foremost, I also have to apologize if I mispronounce your name, but we're going to move through this rather quickly, and just let's go on. All right, you ready? So first row, you guys stand up. Josh, you want to go ahead and crawl down? First, Joshua Ayabusi. Wait, Lauren. Lauren Ann Albano. Gabriel A. Ballot. Simone Chloe Bassioni. Hazel May Bordegray. Derek Michael Boudreau. Orion May Cruz. Violet Ann Bucaro. Nani Calise Jr. Shamaya Carter. Javier Antonio Castellan. Madison Margaret Clark. Emily Marie Cluley. Zai Alexandra Cole. Zelvin Collins II. Sophia May Cornaby. Emma Catherine Davis. Alejandra Sofia Dulles. Taylor Diane Dunbar. Ava Constance Dyer. Kayla Dawn Elder. Emma Renee Fagan. Lily Helene Florence. Talia Amor Foster. Joseph Cade Garfola. Peter Malcolm Gary. Audrey Morgan Gold. James Madison Griswold. Christina Alexandria Hawkins. Kaylee Ann Hinton. Leanne Nicole Hovis. Taylor Breeden Ice. Lacey Jones. Mikkel Ayana LaBeouf. Brandon Michael Marquez. Evan Harris Mitchell. Arwin Xander Morley Zender. Mariana Merrick. Mary Rose Newmeyer. Jaden Paul Norris. Miles Anthony Perez. Amalia Perez Lamb. Samantha Grace Pezant. Caroline Margaret Randall. Grace Elizabeth Reidenauer. Renee Marie Richichi. Madeline Roberson. Isabella Victoria Scuderi. Michael Anthony Solomon. Cherish Rena Stotler. Ori Gabriel Torrey. Cameron Taylor Vance. Anna Louise Vaughn. Sarah Anola Weidenhavider. Tara Joy Watson. Carson Williams. Eric Shawn. Give me 1 second. Let him catch up. Empress Manin Wilson. Jordan Williams. Derek Donovan Witzig. Ruby Mae Francis Esposito. Sterling Sky Downs. Finn Yakplay. Sydney Gard. Michael Perez. Orion Cruz. Masaba Jackson Ships. And that is half of the class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2021.
All right, y'all, you may be seated. So you can tell this has not been a typical year. This has not been a typical ceremony. We're doing multiple versions of this, and we are having a phenomenal time recognizing your students, and we appreciate your adaptivity and those of our students. I'm ready to introduce our celebration speaker. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce our celebration speaker. She's a NOCCA alum from the Visual Arts program, but she is much more than that. That is only part of who she is. She is a mother, she's a philanthropist, she's an artist, a curator, a leader, and a friend. She is currently the executive director of the New Orleans African American Museum, NOAM is located in the Treme and serves as an anchor and a cultural center of that neighborhood. Its mission is to preserve the history and elevate the art, culture, and contributions of African Americans in New Orleans and the African diaspora. NOAM will serve as one of the centers of Prospect 5 later this year. To all assembled, please help me welcome Ms. Gia Hamilton.
I'm going to take a deep breath. It's wonderful to be gathered with people in community, isn't it? And it's absolutely wonderful to be a part of your next transition into the world as leaders, as people who will bring change. So I want to kind of be able to reposition myself to speak both to you all, the loved ones who've supported these young people, but really to be able to look you all in the eyes and to be able to smile and to be able to connect with you. I want to start off by just quoting an artist who has made a huge impact in my own life, someone whose quotes I continue to go back to each day, each week, as I think about my work, as I think about my role in the world. And while every single quote doesn't apply to each person, to each circumstance, I think it's appropriate today to share with you that the role of the artist is to make revolution irresistible. That's a quote by Tony Cade Bambara. When I think about revolution, right, we have thought about wars and upheaval, all the things that you all have experienced over the past year of transition and change, and yet you have shown up and you have brought your creative self to the school, to your colleagues and peers, to your teachers, to the work, to the community. And I think about, just all of the things that you all will be doing in the future. But at the end of the day, as creatives, as people who support creative work, as artists, really, your role is to imagine things that don't currently exist. Your role is to be in creative space, to be vulnerable, right? To be empathetic and compassionate about what's happening in our world, to be informed about what's happening in our world, to be an active and engaged participant in what's happening in our world. And it is an incredible privilege to be in the positions that you're in. You're incredibly valued. Artists are the ones who shape how we see the future, who tell us about the past and make connections that are not oftentimes nonverbal, right, or non-intellectual. The best artwork is when we have an emotional experience, right? When we connect to something that we can't quite explain, that maybe later our intellect catches up with. Each one of you is going to go into the world on your own journey. Some of you will continue to be connected. Some of you will go off on your own paths and use art in all sorts of ways. But there's one thing that is for sure, that the job that you want or the thing that you want to do may not exist right now. You may be in the process of creating it, of envisioning it, of holding it as an incubator in your own body, in your own heart space, in your own energy space. And I just want to share with you today that not only do you have the support of this incredible group of people, your incredible teachers and administrators, but you have the support of the entire creative community worldwide. You are a part of a web. You're a part of a community that you can't see, but you can feel. And you can feel it when you're creating something, when you're in that flow. Just by a shake of heads, how many of you get into that flow and it's unlike anything else that you've ever experienced? Yeah. And so when you're in that flow, you are channeling energy that has the power to revolutionize our world. Don't ever take that lightly. Don't ever underestimate the power of that energy. Flow with it, Be humble to the process. Be gracious through the process. Share with others and give back to your community the beautiful things that you will create. Tell us about the things that we need to hear and we need to see in our world. Don't be afraid to take chances and risks, and make sure to be a part of a larger community, right? So don't stay isolated. Be a part of that web that is pulsating, that is waiting for you to be a part of the next wave of who we're going to be as human beings. We are on the brink of major change globally. Some of these things will be imposed upon us, and some of these things we get to choose. And so I encourage you to be on the active part of choosing who we will become as human beings, what we will do in relationship to our planet, and how you will carry forth the beautiful things that our elders and ancestors have all shared and brought forth to create this beautiful world that we know, right? And that's a complicated world. So we all have work to do. And so I ask that as you all go on today and you're celebrating and you're really thinking about your next steps, that you take that time to really ground yourself in the fact that each one of you has a unique purpose. Each one of you has something inside of you that uniquely expresses the universe and contributes to who we will be, to what we will be. And I'll end by saying that we are all stardust that came alive. We are all a part of a larger cosmic plan. We're all a part of whatever we will be together. So I want to say to you, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for carrying these traditions on. And thank you all so much for supporting these young people. So let's continue to be better, to do better, and to find our purpose, and to contribute to the world in all the unique ways that I know you will. Thank you.
The group of students in front of you and those that will be coming after them as the full class of 2021 have received over $29 million in scholarships offered and $5 million in grants offered based on their artistic merit, their academic achievement, for an average of $246,000 per student in scholarships and grants. These are the highest amounts in the history of NOCCA. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2021. Now, every year I give a quote to the seniors, and this year there's two. The first is from Mardi Gras Day. Every year, my family orders 5 happiness on Mardi Gras Day. And this year I was really hungry as I left the restaurant. So I cracked open one of the cookies they throw on top of the order, and its Mardi Gras message to me was this: you can't have everything. Where would you put it all? Now, this actually stayed with me all spring. In a year where the lines between wants and needs were hard to navigate, as we walked into a season of austerity and the remembrance of sacrifice seemed like the right message. The second quote begins 25 years ago this week, as my father and I walked into a gym at my college for the baccalaureate service. It was graduation weekend, and Pastor Benson, who was a fascinating person, and even though I didn't take chapel daily or even weekly, I thought he was a thoughtful and interesting man. So he began his talk, as pastors are wont to do, with a quote from Scripture. Now, this is the first and maybe only time I will hand a biblical quote to the seniors. It comes from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 22, and it says this: when you harvest your fields, do not cut the grain at the edge of the fields, and do not go back and cut the heads off the grain that were left. Leave them for the poor, and leave them for those that are in need of inclusion. Now, I took away from that moment that plenty of people were going to congratulate us as graduates. There were many ready to tell us what we had done was something special. You are no different. We are all proud of each and every one of you. But someone needed to tell us what was expected of us. So here's what's expected of you and your talents. We've watched many around us suffer, and many of us have met challenges of many types this year. So when you take the training and the talents you have the fortune to carry with you out of NOCCA and this campus and into the rest of your life, remember that others helped you get where you are. And where you are standing is on the shoulders of those so many. And those shoulders are the legacy of the many that helped you tell your truth and moved you higher as you proceeded out into the world. And when you find success, which you will, here is your assignment. Don't make others beg for your extra. Leave your extra out in the field so that people can come to that space with dignity and harvest what they need to. Give the gig to a younger artist. Make sure there are tickets for your show that everyone can afford. Not all the tickets, go ahead and make your money, but be sure to leave a little at the edge of your field so that all can learn art. Be at the free public gallery opening as well as the one for the high-end buyers. Give of yourself and your wealth in a manner that you may not get credit or that you may not know who took what was needed, and so those that need are not ashamed or beholden to you. Be for others what others have met and been and were for you. Leave at the margin, at the edge of your fields, because you don't need everything. Where would you put it all? I thank each of you in the audience, and I thank all of you at home who have been so vital in the lives and successes of these incredible young artists. Class of 2021, can we please give a round of applause to your families and those who supported you through your walk at NOCCA? And now for our seniors, the last instructions you will get here at NOCCA. Just go out and be great. Seniors, you're now NOCCA alumni, and we are very, very proud of you. For those of you who are in the next academic studio ceremony, please remain seated. And for those that are not in the next ceremony, you may recess after I finish the instructions. Thank you. To all the members of our audience, please recess and either meet up with your graduate or return to this house for the academic studio ceremony. And now, to all of you that are exiting the theater and the stage in this very experimental one-time ceremony, thank you so much for being here tonight, and you are now dismissed. Good evening. I'm Kyle Wedberg, NOCCA's president and CEO. And on behalf of the students, the board, the faculty, the administration, staff, alumni, the support organization, and the community that is NOCCA, I'm pleased to welcome you to the 7th annual NOCCA graduation commencement ceremony. The students assembled before you have accepted the challenges of academics and professional arts training that NOCCA provides. We gather tonight to acknowledge the significance of this moment in their lives, the completion of their NOCCA experience as students, and our continued belief in them and hopes for them as people and as professionals in the future. Let me identify a few special guests. First of all, NOCCA Board President, Mr. Buddy Bowe, representing the members of the NOCCA Board. Thank you all for your service. The NOCCA Foundation team and board, thank you for your service in support of this school. And for those of you that are with us tonight, and those of us that are watching via simulcast, I'd like to recognize the academic studio faculty and team. Even though they may not be with us to stand, class of 2021, can we show your teachers from AS some love and appreciation, please? Now, to help mark this special occasion with us, and to begin the ceremony, we invite up the traditional speaker for our commencement ceremony. I will be introducing and asking two special guests to address us this evening. They're two members of this graduating class, two members of the class of 2021. They were nominated and selected by their peers. I will proudly introduce Ms. Zai Cole and Ms. Amalia Perez Lamb.
Okay. Should we adjust this?
Go short.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can say with full confidence that I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for you. I've learned from you as much as I have from our teachers.
And with the time we've been together, we've created an exceptional community, a community in which we inspire each other, we celebrate each other's art, and where we lift each other up.
I've always felt so lucky to be part of this class, especially at the end of last year when I thought, well, at least we'll have a normal senior year. But of course, this year was anything but normal. At one point, I really thought we were going to get our diplomas via PDF in our Zoom ceremony. So I am extremely grateful that I get to stand right here in the same room with all of you. And I also, and that we got to see each other at the movie night and prom. So to our teachers, parents, and all the NOCCA staff that have made these events possible, I think I can speak for all of us when I say thank you for doing everything you could to make the end of our high school journey memorable.
We don't want to dwell too much on the challenges of our year because we know what we've been through, but we do want to remark how despite all of these obstacles, we made it here together.
Thanks to our hard work, perseverance, and our willingness to keep on going, even when the world around us was in chaos. I know we can face whatever life throws at us, and I can't wait to see all the incredible things that we will do in the future.
I am proud and thankful to have cultivated such diverse people that I have called my family for the past 4 years. I thank you all for creating such a loving and thoughtful environment than any other I have ever seen before. Thank you for giving me lasting memories and friendship that I will take with me in the next chapter of life. In my last sentence, I would like to thank someone who I believe is the sole reason for why I am, and why the majority of us of who we are, Dr. Angela Watkins. You pushed me when I didn't want to be and allowed me to step into my form as a true leader. Thank you for being my school mom, my role model, and my shoulder when I needed it. I love you. Congratulations, class of 2021. We made it.
And now the moment everyone has been waiting for. Assisting in the presentation of diplomas will be NOCCA Board President, Mr. Buddy Bowe, Director of Academic Studio, Dr. Kit Nelson, and Director of Admissions, Mr. Blake Cohealy, who will read the names. Graduating class, to all that have gathered and from this time forward. I commend these graduates to you and certify that they have met the standards for the diplomas they are seeking as verified by my esteemed colleagues of the NOCCA faculty. In accordance with the authority granted to me by the state of Louisiana, I bequeath and present these diplomas to all of you with the rights, the privileges, and the immunities you have earned. Please now confer upon the class of 2021 the diplomas they have earned and so richly deserve.
You guys ready? I love that honesty. Before we begin, I want to make sure everyone does the follow the leader thing. You're just going to pull through all the way down the stairs, carefully back up and around, sit back in your chair. And again, if I will announce your name incorrectly, I apologize ahead of time. We're going to push forward with this. Are you guys ready? Abigail B.B. Christine Anderson. Naya G. Azuni. Kaylee Marie Barbary. Ty Elizabeth Bateman. Hazel May Bordegaray. Derek Michael Boudreau. Benicio Claudio Bodenheimer. McKenna Angel Bomarito. You can go. Yeah, wait. Yep, go ahead. That's no problem. Oliver Claire Boudreau. Shamaya Carter. Javier Antonio Castellon. Madison Margaret Clark. Emily Marie Cluley. Alexandra Zai Cole. Charlotte Elizabeth Bradley. Chauncey Hendrick Cammon. Caleb Brianna Classell. Alejandra Sofia Dulles. Amber Janae Curtis. Demi Ray Dudere. Maddie Christine Dick. Emma Renee Fagan. Cheney Ashana Henry. Talia Amor Foster. Joseph Cade Garofalo. Greer Michelle Gines. Audrey Morgan Gold. James Madison Griswold. Christina Alexandra Hawkins. Dorian Lauren Ketchens Dixon. Miles Grace Lamone. Madonna Grace Myers. Christian Jabari Mitchum. Amaya Christiane Moore. Annabella Cherie Petito. Evan Harris Michel. Noah Plaza Gibson. Mayana Myrick. Simeon Josiah Russell. Jaden Paul Norris. Shiloh Grace Saunders. Amalia Perez Lamb. Samantha Grace Payzant. Matthew Tanner III. Elizabeth Grace Ridenauer. Renee Marie Rachichi. Madeline Roberson. Joseph Darnell Taylor. Michael Anthony Solomon. Abigail Renee Truitt. Ori Gabriel Torrey. Lily Marie Tuckler. Anna Louise Vaughn. Chloe Amanda Weary. Tiara Joy Watson. Elizabeth Lede Zafuto. Jordan Charles Williams. Empress Menon Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2021.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. Y'all got to recover your stuff now, don't you? See, this is why we practice in other years. Did everyone recover their detritus? All right, we'll get it in a second. We'll get it in a second. All right. Every year I give a quote to the senior class. This year, I quote someone who's also a graduate of a national arts school, Duke Ellington in Washington, D.C. He graduated back in the 90s, which was my era, Mr. Dave Chappelle. This is from his special, 846, where he said this, quote, "You kids are excellent drivers. I'm comfortable in the back seat of the car." We had our time. I've been driving for decades, and I'm frustrated with myself for not moving the work farther and doing more and doing better. It's your turn to drive. We need you to drive. Y'all have to drive. But I have to say, I'm excited about how y'all are driving and where you're about to take us. I'm very fortunate to be in the back seat. I'll sit in back with Dave Chappelle. I'm with him, and we're happy to let you drive. And since y'all are about to be college students and artists, we're happy to buy the coffee and fund the gas whenever you come back to town or whenever we pull over the car. I'm proud to support your driving. This is the time to get in the front seat, and I am thrilled to see where you will take us. May each and every one of you continue to be and grow as an artist with something to say. I thank all of you in the audience, and I thank all of you watching in live stream who've been so vital in the lives and successes of these incredible students. Your investment of time, of energy, of effort, and of love have been rewarded. Class of 2021, can we please give your families a round of applause? Thank you all for coming, and thanks to all of you who are watching at home. Academic Studio seniors, we are very proud of you. Those of you who are in the next art certificate ceremony, please remain seated. And those who have already participated in the art certificate ceremony may recess after I finish these instructions. To all the members of our audience, please recess and either meet up with your graduate or return for the next art certificate ceremony. And now, to all of those who are exiting the theater and the stage, class of 2021, you are now dismissed. Try that again. Good evening. I'm Kyle Wedberg, NOCCA's president and CEO. And on behalf of the students, the board, the faculty, staff, administration, alumni support organization, and community that is NOCCA, I'm pleased to welcome you to the 47th annual certificate ceremony. Today's is a different version of the celebration ceremony, but in no way is it a diminished version of our opportunity to celebrate these incredible young artists, thinkers, and people. The students assembled before you have accepted the challenge of professional arts training that NOCCA provides. We gather tonight to acknowledge the significance of this moment in their lives, the completion of their NOCCA experience as students, and our continued belief in them and hopes for them as people and professionals in the future. Thank you to those of us joining, thanks to those of you joining us here in Lupin Theater tonight, and thank you to those wherever they may be in the world watching on the simulcast. I want to acknowledge that this is the first event on this stage in this theater in 14 months and 1 day. We did the technical run-through of the musical theater spring show before all of us went home for a time on March 13th, 2020. It is appropriate that the class of 2021 is the reason we're back on this stage and in this space. Thank you for giving us a powerful send-off, and thank you for giving us a powerful return to this theater. Now let me identify a few special guests. NOCCA's Board of Director President, Mr. Buddy Bowe, who is here representing the NOCCA Board of Directors. The NOCCA Foundation team and board, thank you for your service in support of this institution. And the members of the NOCCA faculty, administration, and staff, some of whom who are here with us and some of us who are watching on the live stream. Thank you for everything you did to support students this year. This was the most challenging year I have ever experienced in education, and our faculty and staff did an extraordinary job. Can we please give them a round of applause? And to all other members of the community who have supported us over the year, especially members of the state legislature, we thank you, and I personally thank you. Now, as is usual at this time of year, a healthy number of our students have received incredible recognition and incredible awards. We would like to recognize the group of funders to NOCCA and to the NOCCA Foundation who have underwritten the scholarships that were given to students recognized with specific awards tonight in the class of 2021. In your program, you will see, and I encourage you to take time to read about all of the awards and all of the incredible recognitions the class of 2021 has been awarded. Right now, I'd like to take time to recognize those seniors that are listed in your program. And the way I'd like to do that is I would like to give those members of the class of 2021 a round of applause. All right, I'd like to introduce tonight's celebration speaker, Ms. Gia Hamilton. She is a NOCCA alum from the Visual Arts program, but that's only part of who she is. She is a mother, she's a philanthropist, she's an artist, a curator, a leader, and a friend. She currently serves as the executive director of the New Orleans African American Museum. NOAM is located in the Treme and serves as an anchor and cultural center for that neighborhood in this city. Its mission is to preserve the history and elevate the art, culture, and contribution of African Americans in New Orleans and the African diaspora. NOAM will serve as one of the centers of Prospect 5 later this year. To all assembled, please help me welcome Ms. Gia Hamilton.
It feels so good to see people gathered in a space, doesn't it? Yes. Thank you all for allowing us to do this, right, on behalf of you. You brought us together. I'm just going to change this just a little bit because it feels important to me to be able to both see you all, the supporters and the community of these young people, and to also be able to look you all in the eyes and speak directly to you. So I want to start off by sharing a quote, one that when I am thinking about my role in the world or thinking about what I should be doing versus what I could be doing, I come back to this quote to inspire me and to remind me of who I am. So the role of the artist is to make revolution irresistible. That's a quote by Tony Cade Bambara. And I think about this idea of revolution or upheaval or disruption. And I think about my own role oftentimes as this benevolent disruptor, right? A person who's supposed to be coming in and putting forth new models and new ideas and helping to steward us into a new world. And then I look at you all and I remember being your age and, thinking about my future. And I just want to kind of ground us in this idea that you all are actually those disruptors. You all, with your creativity, with your imagination, are really going to be stewarding the new ideas, the new jobs, the things that have not yet been created or even thought about, right? And you've had your grounding right here in this institution that's given you the freedom and the privilege to experience your creativity, to delve into your imagination. So I want to ask you all, this is really just a request for you all. When you're in your studio space, in your creative space, I want you to delve deep into that web of creatives who exist all over the planet, right? You're a part of that web, of those who are creating, imagining, who are deeply feeling and thinking about the rest of us, the rest of the human population. You're creating things that are new, that are a part of a continuum that has always existed and will always exist. I'm asking you all to be courageous, to be brave, to be leaders, to really think about what it means to be an artist in this 21st century. You all are going to be leading us into a new world. All the things that you bring forth are going to help us think about who we should be as human beings, right? You're going to be reflecting what's happening in our world, the changes. And man, have you had some changes over the past year, right? You're going to be projecting what you want to see in the future. And you're going to be reflecting to us the things that are wrong, that we need to fix, that we need to change, that we need to think about. And I say to the community of people who have been brave enough and diligent enough to support these young people, that we really have the continued responsibility to be community, right? That this journey doesn't stop here, that this journey is just the beginning of creating and supporting new leaders. I want to thank you for being brave. It's a difficult task for a parent or a community member to take the risk of saying, I'm going to support an artist, right? I remember being a young artist and being told, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to support yourself? None of you asked that question, right? Right? No, none of you. But I say to you that we have to be understanding that many of the roles that these young people will take on are roles that have not been created yet. That they will be combining passion and purpose and skills, both soft and hard, to create complete new industries. And so as the community that supports you all, we just want to send our gratitude to you for being brave enough to step into that role. And finally, I just want to end by saying, we're a part of this larger web that is being woven. We are building the ship, right, as we sail it. And I just want to give the quote of Neil deGrasse Tyson that we are truly all just stardust that came alive. So as we think about you in your studio, how many of you get into that space, into that zone, right, that you can't quite describe to anyone else, that you can't intellectualize? By a shake of heads, how many of you get into that space? Yeah. So when you're in that space, understand that that is a special moment that's for you. It's a special moment that you get to share with others, and that's part of that stardust, that magic, right, that exists, that is not intellectual. It is about the heart, and it is about you connecting with others and having something to share. So I want to thank you as you make your transition into this world, knowing that we got your back. We're excited about what you're going to do in the world. We're excited about all the experiences that you're going to have. We're grateful for the challenges that you're going to take on. And we know that even through the mistakes, you have been prepared to learn, to grow, and to do better when you know better. So I want to thank you all tonight for extending the community, extending and being a part of this wonderful NOCCA community. And we ask that you take the spirit of NOCCA out into the world as you make your transition. Thank you so much.
And now for the presentation of certificates and pins. Dr. Kit Nelson, Mr. Buddy Bowe, and Mr. Blake Cohealy will assist with the presentation.
Thank you, and before we begin, I need to just apologize if I mispronounce your name. We're just going to go carry through and make sure we go forward. I want you to understand that we're just going to do a simple little follow the leader, one down these stairs and all the way around and up the other and then back into your seats. And then I want to thank all of you and congratulate all of you. I've watched you grow up here, and it's been an amazing journey. Thank you. Are you guys ready? All right. Let's stand up. Abigail B.B. Christine Anderson. Naya G. Ozan. Kylie Marie Barbary. Ty Elizabeth Bateman. Anna Elizabeth Abbott. Emma Elise Arsenault. Benicio Claudio Bodenheimer. McKenna Angel Bomarito. Oliver Claire Boudreau. Peyton J. Berry. Madeline Lucille Burgess Gertner. Isabella Inez Bordelon. Sydney Elizabeth Burris. Seth Edwin Collins. Charlotte Elizabeth Bradley. Chauncey Hendrick Kamen. Caleb Brianna Clausel. Rhea Amani Courtney. Amber Janae Curtis. Demi Ray Dautrieve. Maddie Christine Dick. Layla Miriam Esteves. Cheney Ashana Henry. Thomas Joseph Halverson. Sydney Tamar Haynes. Greer Michelle Gines. Niall Cedric Hedrick Killian. Alayla Ilana Jenkins. Israel Erica Johnson. Dorian Lauren Ketchens Dixon. Miles Grace Lamone. Madonna Grace Myers. Christian Jabari Mitchum. Amaya Christiane Moore. Annabella Cherie Petito. Tabitha Anleen Kime. Noah Plaza Gibson. Jermaine Christopher Lindsay. Simeon Josiah Russell. Elisa Linda McDonald. Shiloh Grace Sanders. Will Thomas Sheline. Lana Rose Sims. Matthew Tanner III. Jasmine Angelina Smith. Kristen Thompson. Sarah Ashley Vandermeulen. Joseph Darnell Taylor. Jason Isaac Williams. Abigail Renee Truitt. Skylar Michelle Yetta. Lily Marie Tuckler. Camille Linnea Simone Bowen. Chloe Amanda Weary. Abrielle Ariana Mitchell. Elizabeth Lede Zavuto. Talia Foster. Stephanie Blakely. Sophia Galvan. Ingalls Vincent. Aaron Dejan. Maya Skaggs. Tristan Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2021.
NOCCA students have received over $29 million in scholarships and $5 million in grants based on artistic merit and academic achievement, with an average of over $246,000 per student in scholarship and grants. from the class of 2021. These are the highest amounts in the history of NOCCA. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2021. Now, every year, I give a quote to the seniors, and this year there are two. The first is from Mardi Gras Day. Every year, my family orders from Five Happiness on Mardi Gras Day. This year, I was really hungry as I left the restaurant, so I cracked open one of the cookies they throw by the handful on top of the order. Its Mardi Gras message for me was this: you can't have everything, where would you put it all? This has actually stayed with me all spring. In a year where the lines between wants and needs were hard to navigate, and as we were walking into a season of austerity and the remembrance of sacrifice, it felt like the right message. The second quote begins 25 years ago this week, as my father and I walked into a gym at my college for the baccalaureate service. It was graduation weekend. Pastor Benson was a fascinating person, and even though I did not take his daily chapel or even his weekly chapel, I thought he was a thoughtful and interesting person. He began his talk, as pastors are wont to do, with a quote from the scriptures. This is the first and maybe only time I will hand a biblical quote to the seniors. It comes from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 22, and it says this: when you harvest your fields, do not cut the grain at the edge of the fields. Do not go back to cut the heads off the grains that were left. Leave them for the poor and those in need of inclusion. I took away from that moment that plenty of people were going to congratulate us as graduates. There were many ready to tell us that we had done something special. You are no different. We are all proud of each and every one of you. But someone needed to tell us what was now expected of us. So here's what is expected of you and your talents. We have watched many around us suffer, and many of us have met challenges of many types this year. So when you take the training and talents you have the fortune to carry with you out of the NOCCA campus and into the rest of your life, remember that others helped you get where you are. Where you are standing is on the shoulders of so many. Those shoulders are the legacy of the many that helped you to tell your truth and move you higher as you proceed out into the world. When you find success, and you will, here is your assignment. Don't make others beg for your extra. Leave your extra out in the field so that people can come to that space with dignity and harvest what they need too. Give the gig to a younger artist. Make sure there are tickets for your show that everyone can afford. Not all the tickets make you money, but for sure, at the edge of your field, leave something for others so that all can learn art. Be at the free public gallery opening as well as the one for the high-end buyers. Give of yourself and your wealth in a manner that you may not get credit or that you may not know who took what was needed, so that those that need are not ashamed or beholden to you. Be for others what others you have never met were and are for you. Leave a margin at the edge of your field, because you don't need everything. Where would you put it all? I thank each of you in the audience and all of you at home who have been so vital in the lives and successes of these students. For all of you here at this ceremony or watching at home, class of 2021, can we please give a round of applause to your families and those that supported you through your walk at NOCCA? And now for our seniors, the last instructions you'll get here at NOCCA. Just go out and be great. Seniors, you're now NOCCA alumni. We are very proud of you. And you all and the members of our audience are now dismissed. Congratulations.